Okay. I think it's very important for the American church to learn about whatever area they're going into so that we can relate to them with their ethnicities, with their culture, and with all that they're doing, and to really just delve into the heart of who they are so they can know how much we love them and respect them so we can share the gospel.
All right, so what I feel is right now is one of the biggest problems that we face is the church is trying to westernizze everybody and not understanding cultural, situations that go on. Sometimes we take a Western way of thinking, it doesn't make sense to a nomadic herders or whatever it may be. So I believe if we're really trying to impact this world and work with the North and South and East and West, we have to understand cultural context of the gospel and what that means. So, not everybody's going to want to make a church in their hometowns and, Liberia or different places like that, but I really think that's the biggest impact we can have.
All right. The American church, the Church of God is a powerful force. It's a powerful force, and it was intended to be. God made it that way. But it's also to be a humble force and a force of service. So to serve the worldwide church, I think, is the calling of the American church today.
Yes, and thank you. Yes, God is on a mighty move throughout America and throughout the world, bringing His church into a oneness of Christ, that the body of Christ throughout the world would be one, and that the other countries that we would be humble, and that the other countries would recognize that we love them. And so many of them are so far beyond America in that lordship of Christ, and that we love them, that we want to support them in prayer, that if they just knew that America is praying for them, and that literally that what they're doing is for the sake of the gospel and for the love of Christ.
All right, I'm from Liberia. And my advice to the church here in America is that we should learn from or about the global church by reading. And when we are done reading, we should learn from them. From what we have read, sit with them and discuss it. And then thirdly, we should learn with them. And meaning that our mistakes, their mistakes, that Christ died for it all. Not undermining them and not looking down on your culture. I appreciate this country in every way. America has been a force for good. Americans should know that, and we need you as much as you need us. Thank you.
Well, I think the American church honestly needs to begin at home. We are so multicultural that the scriptures tell us to start at home. And if we can start at home and be successful, we can go overseas, rather than thinking that we need to go over there first, and ignore the fact that we have a whole world right here at our doorstep.
I really want to answer the question about what do you agree that the future of the American church is bright? I think it is, but we need to start really taking care of our members, training them, give them the discipleship, so that they can take that discipleship and disciple more people. We really need to take care of our own members, and then they would bring more people to the center. So yes, we need to wake up and take care of our people and then go out.
I see two major things as the American church needs to realize, which is first, don't be ashamed of being Americans. Don't feel like you're an ugly American, and that you have nothing to offer, or that you should feel guilty or start apologizing when you have contact with people from other civilizations. And then yet, going in humility. I think we need to go in humility, serving the global church, and taking their word for it when we contextualize. We need to rely on their understanding of the context, so that we are not trying to either force our culture or force their culture on them. But we should let them, let them be who they want to be, as we both strive to reach a kingdom culture.
Well, I believe that God is speaking to pastors and shepherds across America and the earth to train our young and our old to evangelize the Muslims. Certainly we need to evangelize Hindus and Buddhists, but it's very important for churches to be turned into training structures, for just everyone to be discipled, and for those Christians in the churches that each one of us can be effective with Muslims when we meet them. And that requires leaders that are willing to bring that training into the churches so that they can see each one of us reach the Muslims.
Yeah. To see people that are lost won to Christ, because the body of Christ will really become serious about giving ourselves to intercessory prayer and crying out for them individually and united as the body to reach not only individual lives but cities, communities, and in the nations of the world. So.
All right, what I sense God saying to the American church is be willing to love people that are different than they are. It seems like we always navigate to the people that are just like us, but we need to be willing to reach out to other people that are completely different than we are.
You know, Jocelyn, God has renewed my heartbeat, my passion that He put in there many years ago, that we do have a critical role. I remember as a young believer studying about the role of America. I studied Christopher Columbus and the reason that God called him to this country and the founding, and God put a conviction in me that we had a unique calling from God to be a city set on a hill that would be a beacon of freedom. And I think our brothers have spoken back into our lives that we have a destiny, that it's not something that we have to apologize for, but we have to learn how to be those servant leaders. And I have seen the need to empower our brethren overseas. I've been to 68 countries now and have seen their hearts to work with us. And it's so exciting. I'm very hopeful.